Welcome everybody to the show. I hope you're doing well despite what we watched last night / didn't watch and watched on 2.5 speed this morning, or whatever. Honestly, last night, this is my job, and I really felt guilty. I kept turning it on, Trump's State of the Union address, and then turning it off and watching TV. Whoops. Because it got really boring. It was the longest State of the Union address ever, like an hour and 46 minutes or something. He just went on, and members of Congress were falling asleep. You don't need to get a whole breakdown about it. If you watched it yourself, you can go watch it if you're interested. We'll look at some lowlights, but first, just to start on a funnier note, well, even before that, again, thank you so much for being here. If you're joining live or watching back later or in segment form. But on a funnier note, here is Derek Van Orden, a Republican congressman, being that kid who's trying to say hi to the popular kid, and the popular kid just won't even acknowledge him. Watch this clip. It kills me.
Good job. Thank you.
This is as Trump was leaving. Who's about to come into frame right here is Derek Van Orden, and just you'll hear his voice. He's like, Mr. President, trying to get him to say hello, and Trump just doesn't acknowledge him.
Excellent speech, Mr. President.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President. Thank you. Best ever. Mr. President. Where are you going, man?
Oh, that hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. Trump will not turn into him. Mr. President, and then he starts following Mr. President. It's weird watching these members of Congress who have already met Trump before. And it's Trump. I know he's the president, and like you want to shake his hand, I guess, if you like him. But still, there's something so off about it. Why are you acting like they almost act like they're just a member of a rally crowd and they've never been this close to a president before. Oh my gosh. And then you saw this in a bunch of different cases, just really cringy stuff. But to sum up Republicans at this speech, I think it is best put in video form.
보고를 경청한 대표자들의 신심충출한 열의 속에 대비는 자기의 역사적인 사업을 계속했습니다.
Just the quickest pause to request that you click the subscribe button, the simplest, easiest, freest way, completely free, to support the work that we do. Right below the video, click that subscribe button. Back to the video. This was Republicans at the speech. That's why I hate watching these speeches, especially Trump ones, when the Republicans are just like, because half the viewing time is just you watching people clap and Trump standing there. And so that was them. But again, the awkwardness of full-grown adults being so nervous to talk to Trump after.
I think you should take the rest of the day off.
I think we have to. We're going to have to.
Did you hear what I said to the president, honey? Ron Filipkowski said, I haven't heard a single new thing in this speech. This is all the same stuff he says every single day. That's what's tough about doing this job in this era of Trump is he just repeats the same stuff, and then you're supposed to fact check it. But it's like we fact check it a billion times. So that's why I don't want to do a whole, here's 500 clips from the speech, because it'll just be the same repurposed junk. Or you have Troy Nels going, can you please sign my tie, Donnie?
Oh, look at this guy. I like that tie. I want that tie. Give me that tie. Thank you. Take that. Put your John. Initial. Just an initial.
Oh, just an initial, please. Will you sign my boob? It's like, what? And people were saying that this behavior from Republicans was like this. Podcast listeners, that is the Trump doing the oral on a microphone, which Trump in that analogy is the microphone and Republicans are the Trump. Just if you can follow my joke there. Zateo put a good
Please come, President Trump. They're begging us to come.
I can't get over Mr. President, please, can we take a selfie? I saw that two Republicans like, wait, can we take a selfie? What is this? Fangirling out. Here's Zateo's breakdown of Trump's speech.
A short time ago, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world, the hottest. Our country is winning again. In fact, we're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it. People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're
So spit is just flying out of his mouth during this part. Wow.
winning too much. We can't take it anymore. We're not used to winning in our country. Until you came along, we're just always losing, but now we're winning too much. And I say, no, 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 you're going to win again. You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud. The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team. Come on in. And in 1 year, we have lifted 2.4 million Americans, a record off of food stamps.
So that part, think about how sick this is. When he says we've lifted, you're thinking, oh, people have made more money, so they don't have to be on food stamps anymore, and that's an accomplishment. In reality, as Ateo put up there, the 2.4 million people figure is how many people are being cut from food stamps because of Trump's legislation, since they're cutting funding to food stamps. It's not because we've lifted them out of poverty. It's because we took away their health care, or their food benefits and their health care.
So in my first year of the second term, should be my third term, but strange things happen. Let's also ensure that members of Congress cannot corruptly profit from using insider information.
Can you imagine Trump saying anything about profiting from any office ever, about anyone in the ever? I already said ever, but
look, nobody stands up. These people are crazy. I'm telling you, they're crazy. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials. The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception. I've always wanted the Congressional Medal of Honor, but
I get it. I hope y'all don't need to see more of that. Yeah, so he's attacking Democrats. They do this thing where they go, Trump said, I think at one point he said, stand up if you think we should prioritize American citizens over quote unquote illegals. And since Democrats aren't standing up for him, they don't stand up. And then right-wing media gets to go, oh, Democrats think we should prioritize undocumented immigrants over American citizens. And in times gone by, I would have cared more to talk about that. Like, well, actually, it's because they are boycotting standing for Trump's speech in general, not a specific. You get it. I don't care. You think they actually are going, yeah, we think we should do more for undocumented immigrants than citizens? No, they're just not standing for Trump whenever he says stand for me or stand for this topic or whatever, and take issue with it all you want. But what's tough is whenever he's making a point that you might agree with, like if he goes, oh, we're going to honor this person, or this person was tragically murdered, and then in between saying that he's lying, then it's like, if we stand up, are we standing for the thing he's talking about, or the fact that he just lied a bunch in the build up to the thing he's talking about? And then it creates a perfect little fox. Can you believe they didn't? Which is dumb. The only thing I would give Trump credit for, and this is actually like, wow, is that he was able to speak that long without having a panic attack, even though when he looked out in the crowd, he would see this. You gotta give Trump kudos. He's looking out in the audience, and somewhere there's a Rick Scott staring back at him, and somehow he's still able to stay focused. I just ate a third person today. Nom nom. Yummy in my tummy. Okay, yeah. So I guess that's what I'll give him credit for. Let's see this.
I took prescription drugs.
Yeah. He did seem pretty amped, but the audience was not.
The American dream that has been under attack is home ownership. With us tonight is Rachel Wiggins, a mom of 2 from Houston.
So some folks in the crowd dozing off. You have a Democratic representative saying this.
And I'll just end with this. I would rather stick forks in my eyes than be here tonight to listen to Donald Trump talk about the State of the Union. But this is the people's house, and I will not abandon the people's house.
Was that real? Yeah, it was. That kind of seemed like AI, but I like that. I'd rather stick forks in my mouth, eyes. Forks in your mouth. That's where they normally go. Why would it be that? So another thing that he tried to claim, is that he has created the greatest economy ever, and it was all terrible before, and now it's all great now. Something we've heard a lot. Just a reminder, Steve Ratner has this visual. Trump keeps talking about an economic turnaround, but GDP growth is down, and so is job growth. You can see the job growth there. Look at the differences in averages between 2024 and 2025 in job growth. Podcast listeners, I'll describe here. Does that help? Up, and Trump down, lower. And then GDP growth has also slowed under Trump, despite him saying that everything has gotten better. Plus, the stock market they point to a lot, the Dow 50 Dow thing. And even on that, Justin Wolfers points out the stock market gains in the United States were less than half that in the rest of the world. So despite us still, seeing gains, it's, one could assume, actually been worse than it would have been if Trump wasn't in office. So I do find that notable.